At the very start of what I has now basically become a feature film, I had mentioned that there were revival efforts that have made themselves public on the official website. I don't know the details. I genuinely don't know the details. Removing yourself from the community and saying bye. There was a point where I wanted to help out, and then things just kind of got worse. And then, being kind of abandoned and left to just dry, left hung out to dry. I didn't want any part of it. And I think that, there was a little group that probably knew I could have helped, but, maybe they respected that I really just needed to go. And I put out a note that's like, I just need to go and let this go whatever direction it wants. But there's a revival group, and I want to give them a very direct message. And the first thing I want to say is, and I'm going to say this actually also at the end, is I do wish you luck. I love this project. I love this project. Everything behind it, not so much. A lot of things behind it, not so much. And the journey of how we got to where we were. But I would love to see you take this in the direction that we were kind of heading, and show the world what this was capable of doing. Osset's creation is phenomenal, and the big strategy of it is kind of surreal. It's impressive. He did something kind of great. And I would ask in this that you respect what the game was capable of doing. Not just what you might want it to be, not just looking back and because I know there was a group that tried and basically it was just a clusterfuck of here are the things we didn't like and let's just fix those things, and that was going to mean something, and that those efforts fizzled in hilarity in Wile E. Coyote fashion. But whatever this group is that seems to have a very clear and a very intentional kind of business aspect of things, appreciate that there was market reach outside of the TCG space. That was one of its big differentiators, is that we can break outside of TCG land. The other differentiator that worked really well, and I would ask the same of you, is that ironically, business integrity and industry knowledge got us a lot further than even the game quality and game vision. We had a lot of people who were wowed by the fact that we understood their issues of things like product being left on the shelf and product churn and customer acquisition, their own customer acquisition, and providing knowledge to their teams so that way they can share with customers. There are a lot of people who were very surprised that we respected that proactively. I would ask that you do the same. I don't know what your goals are as far as is this going to be monetized or not, but I ask you to do the same. If that's the angle that you want to take, it did more good than you might realize. The next thing I would ask is to be a business first. I did the whole temper tantrum era because people don't recognize this thing becomes a business, and Haunted Castle is no different. But people are going to find their own enjoyment with the game. Your existence is proof of this. Multiple communities try to come and fix this and revive it is proof that people are going to find their own enjoyment with the game. We didn't say here's how to save this thing. They did it on their own. So if the community is comfortable enough, especially the long-standing ones, the long-standing loyal community, they've got this. Be a business. Focus on that part so people don't get screwed, and you don't start abusing generosity and the excitement and the passion of others. And as far as that long-standing loyal community, I ask that you partner with them. Don't lean on them. Don't treat them like a crutch. So many people reached out throughout this entire adventure and said, we want to help with XYZ. We want to help with QA. We'd love to help with community writing, and we want to help with all these things. And so often we kind of turned them down or just didn't go anywhere with it. That was a grand mistake. Partner with them. That's a two-way relationship. Think about ways to reciprocate. It doesn't necessarily have to be monetary. It can be an appreciation, but figure out what that line is. Figure out what they're willing to do, and then do it. But don't lean on them as a crutch. Don't treat them like they're going to be the thing that they're going to be the sole reason that you're able to succeed. They're not. They aren't. That isn't true of any game. Third, if you can, and this is a little selfish, take care of the people who got screwed. There are artists who don't get to show off their work, who didn't get paid for what they had. They put in extra time and effort, and that meant nothing in the end. And there are people who, had kind of part ownership who were left just out of the loop of everything. It's led to whatever this is. It's led to enough confidence that whatever this group is wants to put something towards it. Please try to make sure that they're taken care of. And I'm not going to lie, I wouldn't appreciate a little bit my way as well. I would. Like I said, I'm kind of proud of what I did. But I wouldn't mind it. But please please keep that in your mind as the thing revives. I know for some cases, like the developers are probably just going to be happy that their work is out there, but they were offered more and they deserve more. They did something great. A lot of people did something great. And again, I do wish you luck. I'll be looking out, and I've already offered it up of like, minor consultations of like, here are the things that we learned that we're doing well, and here are some plans, and I'm more than happy to go that extent, but no more. I'm not gonna like be a part of the company or whatever this is. It's not a thing. I need to be done. I need to be done. I've learned my lessons and I've done what I want to do. And at the end of the day, as hard as this has been, I need to be able to walk away and be proud of that. Maybe even that's just internally. But as far as everything else, I definitely put a lot on the failings of the company in the past, but the game, the project itself, deserves to succeed. And anybody who has gotten this far, who has not played or wasn't interested in Genesis and was just curious to hear all the drama, take a good, hard look at Genesis Battle of Champions, what it was doing, what it did towards the end, and how it can, under the right leadership, under the right direction, under the right strategy, it can do something that no other game is capable of doing. And that's bring every facet of stuff together, every genre. It was pretty goddamn brilliant. Cheers to the efforts. And for me, to the end of this journey. This will be the last video that I do. This will be the last public statement that I make about my time with Genesis. This has to be done. I have to go be a dad. I'm excited to be a dad. And that's where we end it. Cheers, everybody. And thank you for listening.